Hello dear viewers, my name is Ferdin Nouri and I'm a migration consultant in Germany. Today I would like to explain for you what a grey passport or a travel document for foreigners, which in German it's called Reiseausweis für Ausländer is, who gets this passport, from where and how one can get this passport, how long it's valid, to which countries one can travel with a visa, and to which countries one can travel without a visa with it, how long one can stay out of Germany with it, is it possible to travel to your country of origin with it or not, and so on. It's worth mentioning that for those who are interested to know about a blue passport in Germany with all its details, they can watch my previous video about it in this YouTube channel. As I've also explained for you in my previous videos, a grey passport or a travel document for foreigners is given by the Foreigners Office or Ausländerbehörde to those asylum seekers who have got a ban on deportation, which in German it's called Abschiebungsverbot, or to those who have got a subsidiary protection, which in German it's called subsidiärer Schutz, from the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany. However, only if these persons do not have the passport of their country of origin, and based on some specific reasons, it's not possible for them to get their national passport from the respective embassy or consulate of their country of origin. You can apply for a grey passport or a travel document for foreigners in your respective foreigners office, which in German it's called Ausländerbehörde. The application form for this type of a passport is usually with the application of other types of passports together. And when you fill in this application form, you have to mark the part named Antrag auf Reiseausweis für Ausländer. The information about the preconditions for getting this passport and how it's issued inside and outside Germany, how long it's valid, how you can extend it, and some other details about this type of a passport are mentioned in Section 4 to Section 11 of the regulations governing the residence in Germany or in Aufenthaltsverordnung. In fact, the length of the validity of this passport depends on the length of the validity of your residence permit. This passport can be issued for a child under 12 years of age for a maximum of up to 6 years until he or she reaches the age of 12 years. For a person who is at the time of issuing this passport between 12 and 24 years of age, for a maximum of 6 years. And for a person who is at the time of issuing this passport 24 years old or older, for a maximum of 10 years. When this passport is about to expire, you should apply for a new grey passport, and you should try to apply for it in your respective foreigners office 3 to 2.5 months before the expiration of your old passport. When you apply for this passport, in addition to the application form which you should fill in for this passport and the fees for issuing of this passport, your respective foreigners office will also ask you for a current biometric photo of you, your residence permit, your residence registration certificate, which in German is called Meldebescheinigung, and the decision of the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany about your asylum application, which in German is called BAMF-Bescheid. After you submit your application and all other necessary documents with your application to the Foreigners Office, it usually takes 4 to 6 weeks until they issue this passport for you. Now I would like to explain for you about the fact that to which countries you are allowed to travel with a grey passport. In general, you are allowed to travel out of Germany with this passport. However, for most countries you need a visa, and not all countries recognize a grey passport as a valid travel document. That is why when you plan to travel to a country, you should ask in the respective embassy of that country about it, if they recognize your great passport as a valid travel document, and if they issue for you a visa. If a country issues a visa or not actually depends on various factors, such as your country of origin, your nationality, your situation in Germany, and so on. So it's really difficult to predict if a country issues a visa for you and if you can travel to that country or not. However, you can travel with this passport to the Schengen member states. And in order to travel to the Schengen member states with a great passport, you do not need a visa for it. However, you cannot stay more than 90 days in one of these countries, and you are also not allowed to work in one of these countries. It's worth mentioning that if you have got a ban on deportation or subsidiary protection from the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany, and based on one of these types of protections, you have got a great passport from your respective foreigner's office, and you travel to your country of origin with this passport, you may lose your protection and your residence permit in Germany. Because if the Foreigners Office or the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany is informed about your trip to your country of origin, the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany may revoke and withdraw your protection, and also you lose your residence permit in Germany. In addition, if you've got a subsidiary protection or a ban on deportation and you get the national passport of your country of origin from your respective embassy or consulate, you can also travel to those countries which issue a visa for you. However, if you travel even with this passport to your country of origin and the Foreigners Office or the Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany gets informed about it, the Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany may revoke and withdraw your protection, and you also lose your residence permit in Germany. At the end, I would like to ask you to have a look at my YouTube channel, in which you can find very important information concerning different issues in Germany. I have many playlists about different issues, such as about the asylum process in Germany, studying in Germany, doing a vocational training in Germany, how you can get a Niederlassungserlaubnis or a permanent residence permit in Germany, and how you can apply for it, how you can apply for German citizenship and how you can get it, what are the requirements for it, and so on. I've also made some videos about the family reunification to Germany and what are its requirements. You can also find some videos about the citizens of the European Union and their family members when they come to Germany, how they can get a permanent residence permit in Germany or a residence permit in Germany. You can also find some videos about the fact that if you get a rejection or a Duldung in Germany, how you can stay in Germany, what are the possibilities based on which you can stay in Germany. To sum it up, I can tell you that if you are in Germany or you want to come to Germany, you can find very useful videos in this YouTube channel. For that, you need to have a look at my YouTube channel, at my playlists and videos. I'm sure they will be very useful for you. I also recommend this playlist for you because this playlist includes very important videos about the fact that in which cases you lose your different types of residence permit, permanent residence permit, or EU permanent residence permit, or other types of residence permit in Germany. So it can be very useful for you so that you can prevent losing your residence permit in this country. I've also put the link of the other videos which are related to this video under this video in its description part. You can find it and click on it and watch the other videos which can be also very useful for you. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you would like to get similar important information about the immigration laws in Germany, your rights and duties in German society, the living conditions in Germany, and other such important topics, please subscribe and follow our channel. If you have any questions or remarks about today's topic, you can write it under this video and I will be more than happy to answer it for you.